Hello and welcome to the Student Support Portal. The portal is an online community of students, educational professionals and parents of students with a disability who want to keep up to date with the latest developments in assistive technology. Hello and welcome. Today we are speaking with Ed McCann from TalkType and his new product, which I'm going to call Caption.Ed. Ed, is that the right pronunciation?
I would go with that because my name's Ed and Captioned.Ed seems fitting. The others might kill me for this, but yes, it was in the new contract that they named all of their software after me. So yes, like no. Yes,
very sensible policy.
I think so. I totally agree. Yeah, so it can obviously go under Captioned or Caption.Ed. Yeah. But you're right. It is nice that they decided to put my name in it. That's for sure.
Great. So can you tell us, first of all, Caption.Ed, what does it do?
So what does Caption do? Caption's a piece of software that supports students with a wide variety of disabilities, and it produces captions and transcripts from online or pre-recorded media. So with students now, more so than ever, due to coronavirus, having to study online, lectures are either live, online, or pre-recorded, meetings online, seminars online, and this can pose a significant challenge for students, especially disabled students. Now, Captioned, the way it works, it's an app that with just a click of a button will generate automatic captions as the media is playing. And then after, you can download then the transcript. We initially made it in collaboration with the University of Kent as a cost-effective way to meet the WCAG guidelines. So all of the responsibilities that now universities face in having to caption all of their online media. So instead of having to preemptively caption all of the online media, Captioned is a solution that will work on across platform, and it means that a student, when they do need captions, can get it live and on demand, so as and when they need it. The captions that we provide are highly accurate, and the student can choose their specific subject matter. So whether that be any sort of STEM subject as well. So it will also understand when it comes to, say, for example, complex lexicon. And then once they've finished captioning, like I said, they can then download a full transcript of that, whether that be their meeting or their lecture or their video that they are watching.
Okay, and I don't particularly use captions a lot. So can you break it down for me that if I was watching a video, is yours translating that live in real time into text, or is it recorded offline and then added at a later date?
Is it live? So yes, Caption works real time. So if anybody wants to get in touch and have a demo of Captioned so they can see it, you'll notice that it captions as soon as the speaker speaks. We've tried to find that really good balance between accuracy and speed. And this is all done in a split of a second, so there's very little lag for the student. And the student can use it on pretty much anything. So any kind of media, Moodle, Canvas, Panopto, and again, like I said before, over YouTube, or if they're listening to a radio show or anything like that. For institutions, when it comes to the institutional side of things, we have the ability to store generated captions for reuse, which offers some really significant cost saving, but maybe that's a conversation for another day.
Okay, and if I was using that, does this install onto my machine? And I run on my machine?
Yes, it does. It installs into your browser. So it currently works in Chrome and the new Edge browsers. Once you install it, it's simple. You just click play and it will automatically start to caption the live captions as your media is playing through that browser tab. We're also currently working on a desktop version too, which will be released hopefully in September, which will work exactly the same, but it will just work directly from your desktop rather than from the browser.
Okay, and if an institution is watching this, not obviously an actual institution, but a staff member from an institution, what sort of benefits would they have? How would an institution purchase this and use it?
Yeah, so when it comes to institutions, or universities, it's Captions obviously a real hot topic at the moment due to the requirements, the WCAG requirements, and this was the driving force of the development of Captioned, and that's the reason why the University of Kent approached us. The challenge that unis seem to be facing is the huge volume of media, tens of thousands of hours that they have to provide captions for. Using human captioners is unaffordable on the most part, and automatic captions can still be expensive, but they tend to provide poor accuracy, especially when it comes to complex terminology. And there's also limited options of captioning software that will work across different platforms. So that is why we initially made Captioned, was to fix a lot of these issues. So Caption, for example, will work across platform because it will work in your browser. So any sort of kind of media that you're playing through your browser, you can then caption. It also gives the university that little bit of flexibility around giving students their own separate licenses. So the way that it'll work with an institution, for example, is the institution can provide all of the people with their university's email address with the ability to download Captioned and then use it as they need to. So instead of preemptively having to caption all of their online media, they can give the students the ability to caption it as and when they need. We also have the ability as well, if an institution does want this, where we can store captions. So, for example, if student A went and watched a lecture from 2 years ago and needed it captioned, they could caption it. We could then store those captions so that then when student B comes, they will get those same captions again.
Okay, so in that example, the institution's picking up the fees for that. So what about the other use? What if I'm a purchaser of the software and I want to caption something I'm watching online? And that seems like a very different use scenario.
So yeah, when it comes to purchasing, broadly speaking, there's two different ways that Captioned can be used. From an institution point of view, you can provide software to be accessed by all or some of the members of your institution. They can also put restrictions on certain domains, so it can't be used on here, or it can only be used on maybe university-specific media. When it comes to an individual license, you have a lot more flexibility. You can use it anywhere you want, and you can choose, pick and choose where you want captions and where you don't.
Okay, and captions, we've mentioned this word quite a lot. Are these customizable, or do you just get what you hear?
So yes, it is customizable. So the user has the ability to choose the appearance of the captions by changing the background color, the font size, and the font color. The user can also move the captions around the window. So if it is getting in the way of the media, or if they want to make it put it somewhere in specific, they can do all of that as well. They also have down the bottom, they'll have an option for auto scroll. So by default, it will auto scroll. So as the lecturer or the person in the media is talking, it will automatically follow them through live. You do have the option of turning that off. So turning auto scroll off, so that then you can follow at your own pace. And this is really good for students who maybe struggle to keep up sometimes, especially with people who speak quite rapidly. It's also worth mentioning as well that down the bottom of the captioned window, I have mentioned this before, but there is an option to download the transcript. So once you're finished either transcribing your full lecture or just part of it that you thought was important, you can download the transcript, and that's fully editable. So that means you can copy it out, you could paste it into whatever program you wanted to. So it'll have flexibility with working with other AT software, so text-to-speech software, note-taking software, and you can cut, copy, paste. You can even then use your transcript and then maybe make shortened notes out of them too.
Great. Okay, it's good to hear that it's interoperable with those other assistive technologies too, because students don't tend to get just one software package; they tend to get 4 or 5. So it's good.
Yeah. From being a trainer for the past 8 years, I know students get so many pieces of software, and it's only a good thing when things can work together. So I definitely find when students can use one piece of software with another piece of software, there's nothing better than that for a student. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can open up this piece of software and use this piece of software with it. So that's definitely something that we've tried to push when it comes to Captioned, making it as accessible as possible.
Okay, and closed captions, when people hear that term, the first thing they all think about is a deaf student needing that. But are there other uses for this other than the deaf community?
Absolutely. So yes, when it comes to hearing impairment students, for example, Captioned can be a huge benefit for those sorts of students, but also for other students too. So things like dyslexia, people may struggle with their auditory working memory. So sometimes having captions can help them when listening can be a challenge, then maybe reading instead might help them. But also students with mental health complaints or ADHD might struggle with concentration. I know when I was at university, I struggled massively with my concentration. I'd catch the end of something's important. Cool thing about Captioned is they can scroll back up and see maybe what was said at that point. But also those with physical disabilities, so that would maybe like to take notes but are unable to. Captioned can also help with this. But yes, certainly hearing impairments students, this will massively benefit. But there's all sorts of other disabilities that I think Captioned can really, really help with.
Yeah, it's great to hear you talking about mainstream use for assistive technology. It's something we're pushing a lot, is that notion of inclusion, that everything that we do educationally wise should be accessible by all. So I think products like this push that idea. It's not a disability tool. You're not giving something special to a disabled person. This is useful for everybody. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing is, I mean, I remember when we first started making this, and I thought, I wish I had this. This is one of those pieces of software that, I don't have a hearing impairment, but I know that I would have massively benefited from just having a transcription of my lecture. So if I needed to go back and search for something in particular, anything important, yeah, you're right. It really does have a wide range when it comes to accessibility.
Yeah. Okay, so just to finish off, can you tell us, does TalkType have any big plans for the future? Any new developments or software releases you'd like to share?
Yes, so as I think I mentioned at the start, we do have a desktop version coming out. So we obviously with coronavirus, we halted that to focus on our browser version with everything going online, with all lectures and meetings and so on. So we came up with our browser version first, which was actually going to be the second thing that we came out with. But our desktop version will be out hopefully within the next 2 weeks. And that will be, by the way, anybody who has Captioned. So if anybody's watching this and they have Captioned, then they will be able to download it and they'll be able to log in with their regular login details. It won't be a separate product. It's all in one. They can then download that and then they can caption any media actually on their computer. So anything that's playing through their computer, so like audio note taker, for example, obviously the browser version will work with Glean and that sort of thing. But even DVRs, for example, so if students do use DVRs and they want that transcribed, at the moment there is a workaround where a student could, for example, upload their DVR recording to cloud storage, play it through there and caption it with the captioning browser. But yes, we do have a desktop version coming out very soon, which we're really excited about. And we'll also have some products that you may see on the website at the moment that hopefully we'll be able to get out to people pretty soon, which we're also really excited about.
Great. And if a parent or student is watching this and they want to do a private purchase of the Caption software, I guess, where do they go to hear about that? And can you talk anything about pricing?
So yeah, when it comes to a private purchase, so obviously it's all through the DSA that we provide a package through the normal sort of ATSP routes. But if a member of the public would like to purchase the software, they can go through our website, and we charge £3 per hour of Captions.
Okay, and presumably you then pay credit debit card per hour. Talking as a parent with children, have you set spend limits on that per month, or is that something you would consider doing?
So setting up spend limits per month, yes. You can either purchase an hour at a time, or you can set it to automatically renew, or you can also choose to swap this around in the admin panel. So when you log into your account, you'll be able to see all your data, and you can change all your usage and billing and stuff like that.
Ed, thank you. It was great speaking to you. We look forward to the next installment of your software releases. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Cheers, Michael.
This interview was part of our Publishers and Manufacturers series of interviews. If you'd like more information on the products that were discussed in the interview, please go to the portal Assistive Technology section and start a conversation. Thanks for watching.